Hello, my friends, and welcome to the latest spin. I'm Mike Spinner, Student Athlete World USA. It's Thursday, it's 8 p.m. on the East Coast. And what can I say? We're here, folks. Our final show before travel season begins for Student Athlete World. And as you can see up above me, summer has finally arrived in Connecticut. It was a week, maybe 2 weeks ago. I was saying, when will the summer ever arrive? And Mother Nature must have been listening carefully because holy smokes, it's been hot outside. And imagine being a lacrosse coach in this in the middle of playoffs on turf. Oh my goodness, it's hot. But with summer means we travel. And this Sunday, our Pyrenees Basketball Cup tour goes out, our first tour of the summer. And a week from Sunday, United World Games tour goes out. So we are literally on tour eve. It's really exciting. My favorite time of year. I'll soon be on tour myself. Can't wait. And it's just the best part of the year to be in this profession. I get to live vicariously through our Pyrenees Basketball Cup travelers and then get to do it myself. And there's nothing better. And I just can't wait. To our Pyrenees Basketball Cup travelers who depart this weekend, have the time of your lives, play hard, represent the United States with pride, show some great sportsmanship, and really live every minute, meaning try that new food or take that picture or even just go for a walk in some of the most awesome areas that we visit. I saw the final itinerary today, and that tour is going to be tremendous. I'm very excited for you. The most important thing, share your pictures and videos. This is a fun time of year to have social media. And for those of you watching who may not follow our social media, well, first of all, what's wrong with you? And second of all, follow our social media. Most of our social media you can find at Student Athlete W, Instagram specifically. We do a really good job of kind of presenting our tours in as close to real time as we can. Obviously, it's not perfect, but to our families and our coaches and our athletes who are going on this tour and the United World Games tour as well, if you take something good, send it our way. We will post it because we want to show our next group of travelers just how amazing our experience is. But I certainly am excited. Like I said, it's my favorite time of year. Tim and I are celebrating the end of an incredibly successful year for Student Athlete World, and our only hope is that the next year for 2026 tours, which we've already started our interviews, I've done almost a dozen of them. My only hope is that next year is even more successful. But not much more to say. We did it. We're here. It's exciting. And I get to pack my bag starting over the weekend. So I personally can't wait. Now, what in the world? And if you follow this show, if you follow the latest spin, you know where I'm going. But first, today's What in the World is sponsored by Wawa. I got to tell you, so I've been in the Philly area an awful lot the last few weeks with hockey tournaments in that area. I'm going again this weekend for a lacrosse tournament in Downingtown, Pennsylvania, suburban Philly. And my only thing is, how is there no Wawa in Connecticut? Like, how does that even happen? Wawa, for those of you who are not from the segment of the country where Wawa exists, Wawa is like the best convenience store on earth. It has all the staples that you'd find at a convenience store. It has a hot food section, like pre-prepared hot foods, and then these amazing sandwiches and salads. Even their pizza isn't terrible. So Wawa, whenever I go into the Philly area, because if you go into like southern New Jersey or eastern Pennsylvania, there's a Wawa every mile or two. Like you don't even need to put it in your Waze. You just keep driving, you'll find one. It's the truth. Wawa, you got to come to Connecticut. Like you just have to do it. Like I almost need my Wawa fix every time I go to Jersey and Pennsylvania. So I can't wait to go this weekend, get my Wawa fix again. So Wawa, welcome aboard as a sponsor, and we're happy to have you. So what in the world? This week it's more like what the, and feel free to end that statement with whatever word you want, but what in the world, New York Knicks? Oh my goodness, I don't even know what to say. So you have your first two back-to-back 50-win seasons since 1994-95. All right, it's a long time ago. All right, we're talking, 30 years. All right, your first trip to the Eastern Conference Finals in 25 years. All right, success, winning games, being in the NBA championship hunt. You haven't won an NBA championship since 1973. And what do? How do you celebrate? What is the mechanism to kind of celebrate your success? You fire your coach. Oh my God, I don't even know what to say. How do you fire Tom Thibodeau? How? All right. I don't want to hear he got out coached in the Indiana series, and he probably did. But here's the thing. Game one, yes, the Knicks collapsed. It took a miracle shot to send that game to overtime. It hit the rim, went like 30 feet in the air, bounced in. So it found its way into the hoop by like a fraction of an inch. A fraction of an inch in a different direction, and Knicks probably win the series, and they're in the NBA Finals right now. Now, did the Knicks have the best game plan against Indiana? The answer is no. Point blank, the answer is no. But it's not like the Knicks are that team that every year, like Golden State recently, every year Golden State is a contender, or wherever LeBron's playing. No matter win a championship or don't win a championship, if LeBron's on the team, chances are they're a championship contender. They're in the conversation. All right. The Knicks are not that franchise. I've been a Knicks fan for 40 years roughly. And most years they stink. Most years they don't make the playoffs. Most years the season's over January. There are years I don't even watch a Knicks game. A lot of them. All right. This year I watched a bunch. But there are literally years that I will not watch a single Knicks game on TV because they stink. I've never been to a Knicks game before. Hundreds of Mets games. All right. Probably hundreds of New York Rangers games. Dozens of Giants games. I've never been to a Knicks game because in my almost 50 years on this planet, a vast majority of the time, the New York Knicks have stunk. It's not worth the time and money to go down to the Garden to see them play. I'd rather watch a Rangers game. The Rangers at least are competitive most seasons, this season notwithstanding. So you have a coach who came in and led this team. He was NBA Coach of the Year his first year, had a couple of 50-win seasons, made the conference finals. Most of you watching probably were not alive the last time the Knicks made the conference finals. And they fire the coach. No. Don't fire the coach that's winning the games. And who are you going to bring in? You're talking about Dan Hurley? What is Dan Hurley from UConn? I live in Connecticut, so it's been fun to celebrate UConn's success in men's basketball. But what is Dan Hurley going to do for the Knicks? What, Mr. Jalen Brunson, how do you take your coffee? Or do you want a macchiato? Are players going to listen to Dan Hurley? Now they're saying Jay Wright. Who's going to listen to Jay Wright? All right. College coaches who are used to figuratively having their players by the throat at all times. You cannot coach an NBA team like you coach a college team. You cannot coach a professional team like you coach a college team. And what proof do I have? How often in any sport do college coaches become successful pros? That's how angry I am. I'm knocking off my own hat. All right. So Jay Wright and Dan Hurley. Why don't they just bring in Ty Lue? He went to the NBA Finals once with LeBron. It seems like whenever there's a vacancy, he either gets it or he's in the finals for it. That's how bad of a decision this is. That the Knicks won 2 playoff series. They beat the defending world champions. And that wasn't enough for Thibodeau to keep his job. Are you kidding me? What is happening at Madison Square Garden? That should have gotten Tom Thibodeau at least another season. At least one more. And he maybe needs to do a better job. But considering that the Knicks have been to the Eastern Conference Finals once in the last 25 years, he did a pretty darn good job. Right? Because the Knicks were one of the Final Four and not the Final One, that's not grounds for firing your coach. Because who are you going to bring in? Mike Krzyzewski isn't coming out of retirement. All right, even then, is he the right fit? He's been a college coach and an international coach. But my point is, it's not like you have the next Pat Riley waiting in the wings. It's not like there's this awesome free agent coach out there who is going to bring the Knicks to the promised land. If you look at the list of contenders for this job, it is not a particularly impressive list. And don't tell me about Rick Pitino. Don't tell me about Dan Hurley. Don't tell me about Jay Wright. None of them are better than Tom Thibodeau. And I don't think any one of them's going to want the job anyway, based on what I'm reading. So you blindly fire a coach who's been nothing but, let's just say, better than almost every other Knicks coach you've ever had. Now, if Jeff Van Gundy ends up wanting to come back and coach New York, fine, I'm willing to listen to that conversation. But it doesn't seem to be the case. But it's not like there's this plethora of amazingly successful NBA coaches out there to take the job right now. So if you don't have a better option, it's like if you can't afford a Porsche or a Ferrari, stick with the BMW, right? Stick with what's working. Stick with who is successful until either he's not successful, which Tom Thibodeau was very successful, or that person who can be more successful is out there, which he is not. So Knicks, I'm still a fan, but this is why Knicks fans get angry, because this is a franchise that since 1973 has completely failed to get out of its own way, this being the most prevalent example. You know, hire Phil Jackson again? I mean, come on, Knicks. How about Isaiah Thomas? What is he doing now? I mean, enough is enough, Knicks. Get out of your own way. All right? It's just so frustrating. It's infuriating. I am so angry to be a Knicks fan right now, but I'm still going to root for my team. It's just how I'm built. That's it for the latest spin this week. As always, great fun. To our Pyrenees Basketball Cup travelers, have the time of your lives. To everyone else, you're going to get, if you aren't going on a tour with us already, you're about to get real jealous. There's only one way to do this. Go to studentathleteworld.com, complete your application, interview with me, pack your bags. We'll see everyone next week when I get to preview the United World Games Tour. Have a great week, everyone.